Come see this mineral jig in action.
How's it going today?
Want to see a live demo? Check out some gold?
Sure.
Yeah, he's getting ready to run this. This is some beach sand off on the Nikiski beach. I've never run it before. There's a lot of gold in it, though. We did a couple of test pans.
So we get gold?
Well, no, but you get to see how to get it. See how well this machine works.
How's it going today, guys? Care to try your hand in the fighting ring? Then do a few rounds of our archery book?
He's getting ready to run a live demo. See how well this little mineral jig works. First of its kind in the world. Show you how to get some gold. It's got some fresh beach sand we're running.
How are you doing today? Doing great.
So we trap only the heaviest material. The gold can work its way down past that, but the gravel's going to stay up on top of most of it. We're going to get it.
Getting ready to run a live demo here.
So it's going to.
You wanna film this thing for Uncle Ben? Or for Uncle Ben, or you want me to give you somebody
We're
who
going to
gets
run that again through a finer screen, but we'll
Okay.
trap any
Yep.
gold that's too big to go
kind of
through
move
this
around
screen,
every
which
once
is
in a
a
while.
very small
Try to get
screen.
what he says.
Okay, it's going to be trapped
He's running his
on top.
I'll just stand over here and watch, just like you can go stand by the table. or
This
whatever.
runs off AC or
See
DC
how well this
power.
little
It
machine
doesn't
works.
need much water. Your garden hose has plenty of water to run it. So a small 500 gallon per hour pump is plenty. Once this starts going, the water is actually pulsing up and down through this screen at the top of this, at the base of this tray that's sitting on top. And this is going to stratify the material. The heaviest stuff will sink, and the lightest stuff will just be pushed out by the heavy material. The water's moving about this fast until it gets up here, and then it starts speeding up. But the water's not really pushing it. It's the material. The heavies are pushing the lights out. Every scoop, the heavies displace those lights and push them out. The gold just sinks straight down. And this is beach sand from Kenai, and there's rocks and sticks and stuff. It hasn't been screened. There's
So we can
grass.
find gold
Absolutely.
at the beach?
Yeah, there's stretches of beach down there that have just miles of black sand. Some of it is taken up by gold claims, some of it's not.
I believe you want to go there before I go.
What's that?
That's so, whatever.
Oh, that's right. Your grandpa was building a big building down in Sedona, huh?
Yeah.
He was down there. You sure can.
One thing. So, all of the heavy stuff is the gold and it goes down into the tub?
If it's small enough to go through that screen, absolutely. It will go right down through the tube and into that tub.
And all the other stuff that isn't gold goes into
Yeah, it's going into those buckets down below there. So there's also quite a bit of iron pyrite in here. Fool's gold. So there's a piece there and there. It has flat edges. It looks like a cube, but it catches your eye. It glints like gold does. But if you put a shadow over it, it won't gleam as much. Gold will continue to gleam even when it's not in the direct sunlight. That's one way you can tell. And also those sharp, cleaved edges on pyrite. They call that fool's gold because it looks a lot like gold.
Now this water's
And there's
getting
some,
way
like I said,
dirty
some big
too.
rocks. This machine, you have to feed it a little bit slower than those machines behind you over there. Those have a duplex jig on top, those silver machines. The green one's just to look at. It's an old prototype. But you can feed twice as much material into those. And those are 2 stages. They do what I'm doing here in 2 separate stages all at once. Is it soap? It's a little bit of what's called jet dry. It's like soap, but it doesn't bubble as much. But because this is sitting up higher, it's sitting up on a bucket, the water is causing bubbles. That helps the sand to settle out so we don't get such mucky water at our pump.
It looks like this is mucky water.
It is. It's because I'm putting dirt right into it, aren't I? And then it goes into there, and it flows into another tub, and it's settling down. And then by the time it gets back here, the water's still dirty, but not as dirty. See that water coming out? It's not as muddy. what?
Why do you have this
Can you
here?
guys, can you or you can go get one of those big gold pans over there on the table? Yeah, let's catch some of that water and sand. We'll check that here in a little bit and see what's in it. Okay, we'll put it back on the table without spilling. Can you do that? Careful.
It's like a washing machine.
It is. It's washing the dirt.
It looks shiny. Yeah, pretty nice. It does look shiny. It's water. It cuts everything. Not everything.
I tell you what,
Cuts and layers.
Oakley, go grab some of those gems off the table. Let's put some of those in here too.
Gems?
Yeah, gems. Those are sapphires from Ethiopia.
Okay.
African sapphires. We'll put those in here. Let's count them. There's two. Do you have any more? You got any? Just these two? Real sapphires. 1, 2. And those will stay in there, even though all the rocks and sand will be pushed out, but those sapphires are slightly heavier. They have a higher specific gravity, so they'll stay in there. So think about this. Did you know that gold is 19 times heavier than water? And the gravel and sand is only 2 or 3 times heavier than water. So gold is much, much heavier. Even a tiny piece of gold will stay in here when a big piece of gravel or rock like this will come out. And even though this big rock is heavier than a tiny piece of gold, it has a lower specific gravity, so it can be pushed out. And the gold can't be pushed out that way.
This is going towards my science.
It's perfect for science, yeah. It's engineering, it's geology, it's fluid dynamics, it's everything. A lot of different types of science at play here.
Another type of science is biology, and I love it. I love biology. It's cool.
That's really cool.
I
Are you
kinda
gonna
like
be?
math.
Do you know what you want to be when you grow up?
I don't like it. And it's hard.
Do you know what you want to be when you grow up?
I don't know. Science teacher?
Maybe I would a biologist.
A biologist, yeah. Very cool.
Wow, I just my radio.
Books that study a lot of different things, like math and language arts and stuff.
Awesome. Well, my daughter is 8 years old, and she's interested in science too. She hasn't decided what kind is her favorite yet. She likes it.
Science is just the best thing ever. You can't go wrong with science.
Right. That's how we know things are true when we can prove them with science. We can solve problems and answer questions. Sometimes get a lot more questions than we get answers to though, but that's fun too.
Are we using the same water over and over?
Yeah, we're recycling the water. Did you know down in places like the desert, they don't have fresh water to use, so they have to either dry wash their gold, which it uses vibration and puffs of air to separate the gold, or they have to bring water with them and recycle it, just like this.
Where is gold mostly found?
In the dirt, in the ground. There's hard rock gold that's in the mountains, in the rocks, and then over time, the water, earthquakes, just the movement of the earth, and volcanoes, it moves the gold, either breaks it up and crushes the rocks and grinds the gold into smaller pieces, and it moves in rivers, or it is crushed by people. But we have gold all over Alaska. Our glaciers moved a lot of gold and made big deposits of gold in lots of places you wouldn't think. There's gold in just about every creek and river around here.
This is very muddy at the bottom.
It is, yeah. This was just brought to us yesterday. Some leaves and stuff in there. I can't wait to see how much gold is in here. I'm hopeful that it's a lot. You never know.
At least you got gold. I mean, there's definitely gold.
One of the coolest things about this machine is that it's for the oversized fraction, the material that cannot fit down through the screen. It's only collecting the heaviest material. All the heavy stuff pushes the light material out, and it's limited by the size of the tray. So only so much will fit in here on top of that screen. So even if I had time and I put like 10 buckets through here, I would still only have this little bit in this tray when I was done for the coarse gold and post material.
The way this machine works is just so cool.
It's pretty cool. You want to put your fingers in there? You can feel, if you put your fingers down in there, you can feel it pulsing. You kind of dig your fingers, push it down in to the...
Yeah.
Look at that. That's a pretty cool rock.
Let me see if it's a heart.
Okay, we're getting down. Still got a ways to go, but we're getting closer.
When do you know when to stop?
When I am out of dirt. You can keep feeding material in until you're all done. It'll just keep collecting the heaviest material and pushing the lighter material out.
No matter what?
Yeah.
Just keeps
Or if
feeding
this bucket
itself
gets full, then we gotta stop too. But we could just switch the bucket out and start
Well,
again if that
that's
happens.
pretty rare, right? For it to go full.
For that bucket, yeah. With this small of a screen, it would take a long time to fill up that bucket. Yeah. But I don't know. I haven't run this sand before. This is new beach sand for us. What's that? Yeah. Do you want to do something? Okay. When you scoop it, just put it in all the way in the back. Point your scoop towards the back and put it in like that. Okay. Here you go. Yep, just like that. Just like that. Here's now.
There's a bunch of rocks everywhere. There's so many big rocks.
Yeah, they'll collect up there in the lip. Other rocks will eventually push them out, but helping them out is a good idea too. So we have a
I think we should do something.
Yeah, for you.
Like holding the camera.
No.
I can do it. Yeah, it's packed in there after it's so much. Yeah, just like that. Yeah. No, well, I know that he is.
There's so many rocks at the bottom.
How long can you run this thing with that battery?
4 or 5 hours probably. I have never run one of those batteries dead, and I've run for 4 hours, and it still had 3 out of 4 bars. I gotta imagine it would go. It can't be much longer than that because it's only a 5 amp hour battery, but maybe it'll go another 3 or 4 hours. I don't know.
Look at my
You
shadow.
have to have a permit to collect sand off the beach.
It depends on where, but no, most of the trouble down in Kenai is some people have staked out a lot of the beach, but there's plenty of areas you can go. I just look for the posts, the signs, and if nobody's got something posted, just there's no reason you can't.
Very pretty.
What is the price for? Is they go by ounce? What's the price?
Yeah, it's he's still my phone, but it was a couple days ago. It was $2,500 an ounce.
Really?
Yeah.
I can drink a lot right now, Christopher. Oh yeah, you're doing something there. I can see it. It's gooping.
Be careful when you're pushing those big ones out. Make sure you don't push those gems out. They shouldn't come out. They should be down right back here. But just in case, just keep watching for it. They'll be easy to see. They should be buried in the gravel a little bit.
Now my hand is sore.
We're straight to the bottom now. We're getting close. You want to try it? Okay, come over here. Here, we'll swap out. There you go. Get a scoop. Just a small scoop, okay? Just like that. Can you reach up there? You want me to pick you up? Okay, hold on to this. Let me pick you up, okay? Put it right in the back. Good job. Nice. Okay, I'm going to finish it up, okay? There's not a lot left.
I bet there's a nice. Oh,
I'm
nice.
hoping it's nice and exciting when we
Hopefully
go
there's a
through it.
decent amount of gold in there.
I'm hopeful too.
Why does that say 60 on that?
Because it's a 60 mesh screen. When we have small screens like this, it's hard to tell what size they are with your just by looking at it. 60 and 100 mesh screens look very similar, but they have very different size holes. We don't want to mix them up. The 30 mesh screen is really easy to tell. There's a 30 mesh screen over on the table that has bigger holes in it. One of those. Good to see you.
Where's the gold going to be?
The coarse gold is going to be on top of the screen, and the super fine gold is going to be down there. And we're going to take the super fine concentrates and run them again through a coarse screen or a finer screen after we take a look at this.
Is this a cleanup tool for the most part?
Whoa, this is raw beach sand from Nikiski, okay, down in the Kenai area, with rocks and sticks and everything. You can definitely use it for fine concentrate cleanup. I used our cleanup screen in here, the 60 mesh screen, because this has so much fine black sand in it.
Yeah.
It's known for having very heavy black sand.
Yeah.
High percentage of it. So we didn't want to put our coarse screen on there and then it just dumped through it. We're going to expel a lot more material this way. Get rid of the heavies, push out the lights. We're just collecting the heaviest
I'm gonna
material
put those somewhere look
in
like
there.
that.
Is this air
we have
compressor
to.
power?
So they give you a high five, we have to go somewhere.
It is a 12 volt
Tell Lincoln.
DC motor.
Yeah, I'll
It
pop it.
requires an AC or DC power. Comes with an AC adapter, and you can. I have a little DC converter for a power tool battery there. So you know, if you just hook it up to a car battery or a lithium power sports battery.
And you make them and sell them?
Yes, in Wasilla.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, we're duplicating what the Pioneer Peak Max right there does all in one shot. You can run your raw material through the top of that, and it gives you 3 different classifications and eliminates nearly all of the excess material.
You make them here?
Yeah, I want to sell that in my garage.
Okay.
Okay. So now we're just going to let it clean out for a minute. I'm going to help some of these bigger rocks out so that we don't have to, they won't be in our gold pan. You guys remember how many sapphires we put in there? 2, right. Okay. So we got to count those. When we
I
dump
told
this
him
out,
to go
we'll
look
have
at
to
them when you
see.
reach out the
We
camera.
still have 2 sapphires in there.
Okay, go check it out.
You can go look at the guns.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a
Oakley,
lot of
I'm filming.
colored rocks in there.
Let's go
It's
get
all from the beach down there, so it's all local, you know, natural, whatever was just on the beach. You never know what could be in there. They'll be in here. Oh, where did you get them? One of our friends is a cameraman. He'll be here later today. He makes movies and stuff and commercials, and he traveled to Africa on one of his projects, and a lady over there gave him those sapphires. He's in Ghana, a country over there. And she gave him sapphires from Ethiopia as just a gift.
Is that your phone?
No, it's Uncle Siggy's. This is for the business.
Why did you do
You did that.
Why did you put everything?
Did you see gold in there? Yeah, there. We sometimes they get stuck in that screen and they don't clean out real good, so yep, good eye. Okay, here we go. The gold? Yeah, I just get them out with the edge of my knife. I think it's cleaned out enough. Yeah, just super tiny little bits coming out now, and I got most of the gravel out. So now we're going to clean out this top tray and see what we see.
That's still a lot of water. So are you gonna dump them out?
I'm going to go over to that table over
Miss
there.
Brady.
Oh, I see one of the sapphires.
Okers. Don't make a mess, okay?
Right on the top there. See how it stayed in
Whoa,
there, even though
there's
all
a
those
line.
big rocks came out.
Oh, and look.
Yep,
some of
there's
the
the still
silver.
shot. Yep. So that tells me there's not a lot of gravel left. We're all the way down to the top.
Come on in, take a peek. He's got to do a clean out. Get to see the gold here in just a second.
We put sapphires in here too. We put 2 sapphires. The first one's sitting right on top. The other one is in here somewhere. We'll find it. But it kicked out all, gravel as big as 1 inch, and it kept the tiny little gem in there. It has a higher specific gravity than the gravel does, but only a little bit. The gold is very easy to capture because it's 19 times heavier than water, and the gravel is only 2 to 3 times heavier than water. And there's very little water flow, so the pulsing action of the jig does a very, very, very good job of separating the material by specific gravity. Okay,
Oh, here.
let's take this over here. I'm gonna, make a space up here.
Step back.
The water and the gold just goes in there and goes down this little.
All right, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna look for gold and we're gonna look for the sapphires, and then I'm gonna take all the jig shot out and we'll see how little material there is left. Even if you run 10 of those buckets instead of 1 5-gallon bucket, you would never have more material in the oversized fraction, what doesn't go through the screen, than will fit in this tray. So it's excellent for catching fine gold or coarse gold on this screen if there's any coarse
Wanna
gold.
go look at
Which
animals?
we may not see any. This is raw beach sand, so it might all be in the minus fraction. But I bet we'll see some here when I pan it out here in a second. That's still shot. Here, put them back down there, and I'm gonna just quickly look through here for there's the one sapphire. Oh, that's the smaller one. This is the other one's the bigger one. Oh, I saw a piece of gold right there. There's a piece of gold. There's the other sapphire though. All right, let me wash this out and then we'll pan this real quick and we'll see if we have any flakes in that. But here's the 2 sapphires that we put in. You guys can keep those if you want. And I need to put the hose on. Grab that. Just the hose.
Oh, okay.
They have a couple of those little jams.
Oakley, put it right there.
Okay. So we'll take the jig shot out of this now, and I'm gonna go to that bucket right over there beside you with the screen on top. This is the quickest way to get down to our coarse concentrates. The oversized stuff is to dump it through a 1/4-inch screen because this jig shot is 1/4 inch, and any of the rocks that we fed into there that are 1/4 inch or bigger are gonna be in the screen instead of down in our bucket with our gold. And we didn't seed this bucket. This is a raw 5-gallon bucket from Kenai. So I can't guarantee we're going to see much here. I can guarantee we're going to see some in there though, because we panned a little bit, just a test pan for the fine gold, and holy cow, there was a lot in there. So I'm going to put this into a gold pan now. I want the blue gold pan, Larry. I'll grab it. Take it back. Watch out, guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm going to put some water in here. When I go get that gold pan, you can see that's all you'll ever have to pan through for the oversized fraction where your coarse gold is going to be. Anything bigger than that super fine screen here, this is a 60 mesh screen, very hard to see the holes. So
we're going to get some food after
this.
this.
Are going to be in there,
Okay.
so you can get through that in very, very little time.
100, I feel like you can't even see these.
You sure can, sweetie pie. Get this pan empty for myself. This is my favorite pan. It's a little finishing pan. We're going to check this one out here in a little bit. This is the tailings that we caught some of just to spot check it. That is another demo table. We just aren't using it right now because we decided to use a little table. Normally there's big tubs under this one too.
Yep. Yep. We sell brand new jig shot with brand new machines.
All right. Get rid of some of this gravel real quick. We'll see if we have any gold.
Crowd on in, check it out. It's not big gold.
Well, this panning is really easy because we've taken out most of the little sand. There's very little fine sand in here.
The
So
sand will go out because it's so light, and all the gold shed sand.
it should. And look at these big pieces of iron pyrite. Look at this big cube of fool's gold. Look at that. You want that? Those are super cool. Yeah, it looks like
Gold.
big.
Is that stuff that looks like gold?
Yeah,
but
and
is
it. Yep. You can have that one. It's another piece. Don't touch it yet, though. Let me get through this, and then I'll let you pick through this stuff. Oh, there's a nice piece of gold right here.
What?
I'm gonna move out here so folks can see. There's a couple good-sized flakes here, and then there's these big pieces of pyrite. See the angular. This is look at that big old cubes of pyrite. It when it's little tiny, it shines like gold and looks like gold. But this piece of gold here, even though it's in the shadow, it still gleams. The pyrite won't do that.
I'll show you later. These guys have never seen it. Let them see it, okay? Because Siggy's doing the thing.
There's a couple good sized flakes in this beach sand.
You should have gone with the animals.
Yeah, there's some actual gold in here, some good pieces. big for this material. This is Kenai beach sand. There's usually just, usually, honestly, the gold you find in here is little tiny flower gold. So we don't usually see raw beach sand like this. We usually get the material somebody's already run through something else, and we only, they see if we can get the super fine stuff out of it, which we can. But this is out of a 5-gallon bucket just dug off the beach randomly, and there's a fairly good showing here of this plus 60.
Pyrite.
Yeah, these big cubes and things are pyrite, and there's a bunch of little tiny pieces of it in there too. Let's get this gold up here. Yeah, so this is all gold here. Oh yeah, we're saving it. Okay, well we have, I guarantee we have a lot more gold down in here.
Yeah,
I'm going to screw this there.
What do you do with the gold? What do you do with the gold?
We save it and we use it on our demonstrations, or we, eventually you can sell it. Weird, it's like it's man-made almost. Okay, I'm gonna rinse down any of the sand that went through the screen that has not made it into the bottom bucket yet, and actually,
How did this gold get its shape then?
it grows that way. It's crystalline. It has a crystalline structure. It has cleaved edges. That's one of the ways you can identify it. It is angular, like a crystal, but it grows in actual cubes. It can be, even when the cubes are super tiny, sometimes you'll see pyrite on a rock and it'll just, it looks a lot like gold, but it's not. There's pieces of gold all over this gasket here. Check this out. This tells me this is a good batch. Do you see all those little pieces of flower gold stuck to the gasket? I don't know if you can see that, but they're gleaming. There's pieces all over the place, so I'm pretty happy. I think we're gonna have a good showing down here.
And how do you save them?
Well, we're going to put it through a finer screen, and we'll eliminate most of the sand again, and we'll be able to get through it pretty quick. So, all right, I'm gonna get that finer screen.
Yeah, this is what a mineral jig does that like a sluice box or nothing else will do, is recover that stuff and classify. It'll or the fractions, It gets the ultra fine stuff and cuts out a lot of the panning. If you ran this through a sluice box and you were recovering that gold, you would end up with buckets and 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 buckets of concentrates to get the material that you'd have to pan through or find another way to finish. These can be used in conjunction or in lieu of.
And we could run a lot more buckets through here and get, several buckets of this minus 100 tons and run it through this screen, and it would cut it down to where just enough, it'll only keep what will fit in the screen and what will make it through that one tiny 100 mesh screen. So that's why it is so handy for fine material. And the coarse gold as well, because it eliminates so much of the excess material.
I didn't hear.
Yeah, no matter if you ran 100 buckets to this thing, you'd never end up with more than that gold pan, that much dirt that you had for your plus size fraction. And then you put a finer screen on and your plus size fraction is a lot finer.
I'm gonna need the other little Bernard Builder's bucket.
Okay. Hey, for you it's no problem.
And again, this is all
Not there.
sand from down in Kenai. A friend of ours just
No.
dug a full 5-gallon bucket.
Go sit over there if you want to
and
sit.
brought it to us. It had sticks and rocks and grass and everything in there, and we just ran it through that screen, which it's hard to tell, but that one has holes that are a lot bigger than this one.
This is a finer one.
Yeah, this has 100 holes per linear inch, and that one has 60 holes per linear inch.
So it's just contraption yacht.
Yes, my design. That's one of the first prototypes. When when I was trying to make a multi-stage system. And that over there behind these guys is the Pioneer Peak, our 2-stage triplex jig setup. Only portable multi-stage mineral jig in the world. And this is that. You just have to switch out the screens to accomplish. That one will do what we're doing here in 2 stages. That one will do it all at once.
Because you got a finder speed up here.
Yeah, we have a 30 mesh. That one's set up 30 and 100, and the other one beside it is set up 60 100. You can run beach or raw river material in this one, or beach or whatever raw material. And that one is where you just have buckets of fine black sand concentrates. Start with a finer
Bumblebee.
And
Bubble gum.
no, this is a hobby of mine. I started a couple years ago just tinkering around, trying to make one for myself. It worked so well, I decided I probably ought to try selling it.
Oakley.
I worked for the Department of Corrections.
Good. Go see it.
I worked for the Department of Corrections for over 18 years.
Hey.
Yeah, take the gold that's not theirs. Yes, exactly. All right, I'm gonna try and get this out of here without spilling anything.
Here, let me give you that one. I got.
Perfect. And we'll dump the water from that into here. Here, I'll take it. Try not to splash anybody. Guaranteed.
Yeah, he says that, but he splashes me a lot.
Alright, this is going to be a quick one. There's not a lot of sand in here.
Well, we don't get paid yet.
He's my brother.
We're in the growing
I
stage.
just-
Right now, we haven't had to put any money into this in about 4 months, but
So this
we
is
still
what
haven't got paid
went
yet.
through that 60 mesh screen,
That's my baby brother.
which seems like it had such fine holes nothing could get through there, but it did. So that's just all concentrated black
Could be.
sand now, and we'll dump that through here next.
Grandma Wood's our mom, and Grandpa Wood. Remember those guys?
We got to make our Alright. We got this set up.
Hope you guys noticed we're running off a drill battery. You can run this off it's a 3 amp motor. You can run it off of that battery for, I don't know. We ran the dual stage off a DeWalt 5 amp hour for 3 hours, and it still showed full charge. You know, it does not take much electricity.
Oh, sorry.
See, I told you it's damn
supposed to have a
dangerous.
stop on it. It's not supposed to do that. Go ahead and hit the valve there, Larry. Turn the valve off.
The valve. Yeah. You're officially family now.
Okay, go ahead and turn the
Now
valve
open
most
it.
of the way on.
Okay. See how that does you?
I tell people, you know, mining is a messy
Break it.
business. It's messier if it's clumsy, and I'm pretty clumsy.
Okay. Hold this and point it at Uncle Siggy. Keep
No,
steady.
my brother is the welder, and we're figuring out aluminum. He's a structural steel welder.
I'm a
and-
cement finisher is what I am. But I have a structural steel cert.
And so our welding is getting better with every frame.
So we're doing a spool gun?
Yeah.
Yep. Little Hobart. Well, I think it's the model's 210, but it
Open
runs
it
on the
just a
Winston.
little bit more.
A little bit
Just a
more?
crack more.
Okay. There you go. Thanks, baby.
All right.
Nope.
So every scoop in here, the heavies are pushing the lights out. You can watch the top of the water. The water's not moving fast that way at all. The bubbles, you can it's barely moving until it gets to the front. So I put it in the back here and let that gold just sink to the bottom right there at the back.
Look.
I don't know if have any of you do you have any experience with mineral jigs? They've been around for about 500 years in one form or another, and only in about 1920 did these mechanical style of mineral jigs with motors and springs come into effect. And they used to be pretty inefficient for capturing fine gold. They were still better than a sluice box, but they were they would lose some of the fine gold. And IHC Holland was one of the first big companies to figure that out. And the reason this one works so much better than the industrial sized mineral jigs even today, they have to use a special pulse because the material and water is flowing across them horizontally. They're fed with huge, massive amounts of material, and it takes a lot of water flow to push it along, and it flows over there. There's a high flow laminar water flow. This doesn't have that. So they have a sawtooth pulse that a fast upstroke and a slow downstroke. Fast, and slow down. And that will capture the fine gold. If you have a steady pulse like this has, and you have a lot of laminar water flow, it puts everything in suspension. The heavy sink, but the lights can keep going with the water. This doesn't have that problem. It actually has a better recovery rate than a lot of the industrial mineral jigs out there that cost, a couple $100,000. And these are the only portable mineral jigs in the world. This one weighs 12 pounds. There's nothing in the world that can beat it for gold recovery and weight and throughput.
And it came from the backyard in Wasilla.
And our family, Larry and I grew up where grandfather and father made the Alaska's first fully onboard water recycling multi-stage mineral jig plant. And it was 45 feet long. It would process, 100 cubic yards an hour. It was very, very big machine, multiple stages. The jigs, the duplex jigs on that, which are the top half of those machines, were 4 feet wide and 8 feet long. And then they would the cons would go down to 24 by 24s, I think, and then down to 12 by 12s. And these jigs are smaller than any of those, but they have a magnificent recovery rate. And you can still put about a quarter of a cubic yard
Talking to Ben. Let's see what they're doing.
It's crazy. All right, we're gonna let that clean out for just a minute. Let any of the sand that's still going to work its way down through that screen get there. There's not going to be much down in that bucket. That'll be a really easy clean out. What we're really interested in is how much gold is trapped here on this tray, and then how much of that super fine gold is down there that's likely to just float right out once we put it in a pan. We'll see. We'll call that good. It's going to kick out a little bit more material, but that's a manageable amount.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Oakley.
Turn the valve off, please.
Valve off, are you sure?
I'm sure this time.
You notice, now she won't even come in the booth.
She got to the back
All right,
row.
I'm going to put this over here to wash it out again.
Would you like a chair? I got a chair. Okay, hang on just a second. Yeah. Yeah, we can even scoop those machines right there so she ain't sitting on the ledge. There you go. Yeah, get a little bit of sun, take a load off. Watch your head on that machine there. Let me move that.
Yes, ma'am.
You're okay?
Yes,
Okay,
right.
all right.
It keeps going round and round.
Okers.
I would like to win a gun.
Let him do his show, okay? We could ask Uncle Siggy all the questions later.
Yeah, ask me your questions and I might.
Yeah, you can ask this guy your
Ask me your
questions.
questions. 'Cause I don't know you.
She just mostly wants to be on camera.
Over here again. I'm gonna have to do a little cleaning real quick.
We go local celebrities. Oh, not too much. Just getting done running this demonstration. We got some beach sand from Nikiski and bring us a couple raw buckets. So we're running this through and doing the final clean out now. Should be pretty cool.
Happy, this is the video.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Let's see.
Get out of the way,
Watch
Oakers.
out,
Come here.
sweetie. I need to see the sunshine here to see if we can see any gold gleaming on the bottom here. It's still pretty wet, so it's hard to see. It hasn't clumped together, so let me get some in a pan and get rid of this jig shot. I was hoping I could see a nice clump up in there. I haven't seen it yet, so we'll. There.
Oakley, come here.
Why she is at home, she's not feeling good today. She's pretty sick.
Oh, got your valve on.
Why is that dirty water?
Oakley. Shush. Very much. Just give us a couple minutes. We'll entertain you in just a second, okay?
Get this. Okay, so this was our gold from our 60 mesh screen. That's the gold that it caught in the oversized fraction. So I'm going to put that all in here with our other stuff. That's from other demos, gold in it. Okay, and then put this through the bucket screen. I should probably just bring that over here for everybody else. Keep making everybody move for me.
Papa, does that say don't make the
Yeah. When if you let it dry a little bit, leave it sitting in the tray a little while before you dump it, it usually comes out at a nice loaf, and you can usually see the gold clump together on the bottom. But when it's wet like this, it doesn't always show. But it'll show here in a minute. As much as I think there is in there.
I almost got it.
So mostly what you find is real fine powder.
Why?
Yeah, for sure down there. That's why it's some of the hardest material to process. I talked to the guy who, Mike Pung, who developed the gold cube. He called me out of the blue a couple months ago. I never met the guy, and he heard about our jigsaw, which is a pretty cool thing for me. And he said that, he asked me about the NIV sand. He said it's some of the hardest, that's the hardest black sand he's come across to run through his gold cube. And he asked me about, did I have any experience running it, and do I have any tricks once they get it down to the fine concentrates, because you still have to do something with it. And I said, no, I don't have a trick for the final separation other than eliminating as much of the black sand as possible, so it's whatever you use, it's going to take you way less time than otherwise. If you had more black sand. My only trick with this is to separate out the magnetics first, and then pan the non-magnetics, and then go back to the magnetics and do it a little bit at a time. Because in this material, there's more magnetics than non-magnetics. This NIV sand is pretty tough stuff. So, what I'm going to do right now,
Right down on the bottom, below that pan's where that magnet's
gotta
at.
get rid of this. This is stuff we're going to pan out. This is tailings we're going to pan here in a little while. Top side of the pan so I can catch some of that. Take the magnetic material off. There's definitely gold in that too, so don't just dump it. Keep it and pan it separately. But it's a lot. This stuff is crazy heavy and magnetic.
That's your water bottle.
Much easier once you get all this out of it. And this becomes easier to pan too, with getting all this other stuff.
I love watering it.
Papa,
We'll go put
I
that.
want that.
I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I l
You don't want it, so you're just gonna give it to me? Thanks, buddy.
Wait, I can't fill up my water.
In a minute. We're almost done here, guys, and I'll take you to get something to eat. We'll go have some fun. Maybe. Unless I can find somebody that'll give me a good price for them. You guys want some grandkids? Got a couple extras.
No, thank you.
I guess their grandma would probably be pretty upset if I didn't bring them back, so I guess I better not. And this is pretty fast the way it's painted out. You guys gold painted before?
We just did it for the first time. Just by, what is it called?
Goodwood, yeah. Where are you guys from?
San Antonio, Texas.
Texas, okay. So there used to be some gold in Texas. There might still be some. This your first time in Alaska?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, we come up here to work.
So this is the rainiest part of the year, but the mountains will start turning here in about a week. It's my favorite time of the year, man. The wind starts to
All
blow.
the trees are starting to change.
Oh my goodness, man. Wait till these mountains go up. How long are you going to be around?
Till September 13th.
Yeah, okay. You should get to see the mountains change in color stuff. That's hunting season. That's I don't know, it's my favorite time of the year. I've been here 49 years. Be 50 in November, I guess.
So you can realistically say you were born and raised here.
Born and raised. My mom was born here in Palmer. When I was in Florida, people were always asking me, and you ain't Eskimo at all. And I'd be like, nope. You know, my dad's family moved up in 51. My dad was a territorial trooper.
Was he really?
Grandfather.
Morgan,
Yeah.
how are you?
We're starting to see some over here on the side.
He's doing a clean out from some of that beach sand down in Nikiski. You heard about that? It's really fine.
Right over here on the side.
Yeah. Yep, so
There's some more.
You gotta have
we
young
just had a
eyes
buddy
to see
drop
that
off a
shit.
bucket of it
I'm gonna
today.
get
And
us
his wife just
a little
took some
closer.
scoops
There's
and sprayed it up.
there's always some in the body of the black sand too. It doesn't like to separate easily, but we'll get. Okay, now we're starting to see it. Look, there's like 1,000 of
You
them.
want to come up here and see? I mean, I know you've seen gold before, but it's always fun, right?
Look at all
Yeah.
that fine gold. Oh, there's just a ton of it.
Papa, do you know where clean fresh water is?
Do I know what?
Where water is?
Yes. There's some right there. Drink some of that. Just tap it.
Pretty good showing for, you know, this is just the non-magnetic part of the minus 60 plus 100 fraction of that 5-gallon bucket. And so we're
You guys got a giant sluice?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got.
well, just like I'm doing,
yeah, my
I'd go
big,
slow. I take a little bit at a
I mean,
time,
my
but
big
once you get
sluice does about 75 to 80
tap the gold
yard-
up,
yards an hour,
Yeah.
and then
then you
then,
you'll eventually get it here to the top. I'll go ahead and get rid of this other.
What do you guys do for
sand.
cleaning out
Some
after
gold in
that?
there, but
so. Oh, are you talking out at Rick's place?
Well,
Yeah, we've got
If you really want
his
to do
big
all that, you take more time.
monster red
I would
does
take
probably
more
about
time, yeah,
300
but,
an hour.
yeah.
this is
And
still only
then
taking
once
a
we
couple
have that
minutes,
down,
right?
we bring it
And
to the
then
gold
once you
room,
get it
and
up
that's
here,
where
you
I've
got
got
a little bit of material left.
I've got a jig that's pretty decent size. It's got
at all
double
this
heads on
gold
it,
there.
and then a little sluice off the back, and then from there I take it to the gold cube, and from the gold cube I
That's
take it
not
to the
bad at
table.
all, right there.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
right. That sounds
at all that.
pretty
Yeah.
standard,
Pretty
setup.
standard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good. That took what, like a couple minutes? So
So
not bad.
these will do the
a good
duals
start.
anyway.
And then
Duplex, simplex, you know, you can do a quarter of a cubic yard an hour through that and maintain your recovery rate.
Oh, is that all built?
Oh no, that big tall one, that's part of the, Sid made this thing up in his backyard, right? He spent 2 years, 2 years in the backyard coming up, because this is the first portable. How much does that jig in your shop weigh?
Oh, it's big.
Yeah, so
It's big.
So there's
we're
one the
also
Chinese
running-
make that's 400 pounds, costs
Yeah.
$8,000. It'll match the production rate and recovery rate of these duplex that we build.
No.
Yeah, these are like
Papa,
this is an amazing little
Papa.
piece of equipment
How
right
big
here.
of material can you be putting through?
So on these duplex, come over here.
That's